Alrighty, here we are down at the Jakaroo, and well, right now I'm going to take out the box and subs, and so this will be the last time that the Colossus actually powers the subs. So yeah, the Colossus has done its duty in this car, and there'll be time to, well, I've got it all out then, I'm going to put in the new wire, all the runs, the fuses, new fuses, the new battery for the boot. So that'll be what's happening in this video. Okay, first thing I got to do before running this new wire and everything is take out the old shit. As you can see, it's a little bit long. That's just because I didn't want to cut old cable and stuff. So I'm going to take out these two batteries first, so I can just get rid of all this wiring and clean everything up. Alright, so there we have all three Optimas out. I'm going to take out this positive and replace it with two new runs of the Kuno Concepts. So here's the zero gauge that was in here. And it comes up here, and it looked like that. That's how I had it. See how it comes down there behind the tyre? This time I'm going to try and hide it a bit more. I'm definitely going to cover it in split tubing, which is this stuff that I put on the big three. Alright, now that's the zero gauge I was using, which was a piece of Stinger and a piece of J-Car soldered together there, and then, yeah, run through the car. So now I'll be using two runs of that. The reason I soldered it together is in my Commodore, I was using that response wire. I was only going to the back seats, and now that's not a mistake I'm going to make again. So when I make these two runs, although I've only got to go to the battery there, I'm going to make them long enough that they can come, although they've got to go to the battery there, I'm going to make them long enough that they'll come pretty much to the back of the car, somewhere around this area, okay? Because when I wall this thing, the batteries are going to be along here. My best ring terminal yet. Look at that, nice and clean, and it barely melted the jacket. And there's the two terminals that'll be in the boot, and then it comes along, and that's the bit that'll be on the exterior of the car. So there's the two positives right there. I haven't mounted the fuses yet, but they're going to be put right at the front like that. Under the seat, it transitions from those split tubing just to the wire, comes through here, through there, and up into the boot. Now one is, I made one a foot longer, just so that, because one of them, this one makes it right to the back, and this one can make it pretty much to the other side at the back. Alright, there's the two fuses. They're not as close as I wanted them, but the problem is, see the screw with the side, the Allen key? I have to be able to fit the Allen key in there to actually do them up, so the gap there is enough to do it. So that's how they're going to be. Mounting the wire. So as you can see there, I'm using my special zip ties there with the little screw bit on them. Not that they're that special, but you know what I mean. There should be another one just there. Now we've got those two black ones there. Now they look clean now, but give it a week of driving around, they're going to be as filthy as the rest of it there. They'll blend right in. Alrighty, there we go. There's the two fuses, and both runs of wire in the fuses. There's the two for the fuses, for the front, yeah, installed. Damn, that looks nice. And then there's my two wires, so yeah, this guy's going to actually go like that, and this one's going to cross over and go like that. But no use hooking them up yet, there's nothing in the back to hook them up to. But that's that done. They just go down there. Does your car fit two runs of zero gauge under the factory plastic? Doubt it. Now I've cut a hole there, but a little bit bigger for the two to come out of. So I've got one positive hooked up over that side, and one's hooked up there. Just the two that obviously had the screw terminals. This one will be linked with that. So I'm using the old ground that was here for this, and then the other ground that used to go for the amp, I'm running to join these two batteries, because they were the only two wires I had. So they got with bare ends, not rings. So it'd be a brand new ground for that battery. Alright, there's all the batteries linked now. So yeah, the only old wire I'm using is to link those two batteries, and a ground, well, a negative that links these two batteries. So really, this battery here is the only one that's using old wires. Everything else in the car is new. I've got that new blue ground there with the new wire, and so now I've just got to make two positives, and I'm going to have the fuses in there obviously. Alrighty, and I've done these now. These are the two going from the batteries to the amp, for the new amp, but I'm not going to put these in the car yet because I'm still unsure of how long this bit here will need to be for each one. So yeah, but they're both done. And the The terminals, like the holes on these, are really big, because I didn't even have to try to get the wire in. It was like just slide straight in, so that was good. But did some friggin' awesome solders there as well, like that first one I did, that are just about perfect. Under the car here, if we can see just there's a hole. Now that hole is just behind this panel there. Okay, now I can easily get one runner zero gauge through that, but I can just cut the hole a little bit bigger if I have to get two through it. And then, if we see that, so that wire just there, that's a ground anyway. That looks like one of the fuel tank mounts, but it's mounted right onto the chassis. Alrighty, 2 runs of wire wouldn't fit through the hole, so I just had to cut it a bit bigger. That's what I've done, is cut the bottom open a bit. Yeah, whatever. Filed it down just then. So I don't cut my fingers, or strip the wire or whatever, cut the wire. Anyway, so I've put the ring terminals on the wire. You can't see it because it's all covered in hose, but yeah. So just got to thread them through, and then I'll be putting the split tubing from where it comes out there just to the ground spot. So decided to take it out. Executive decision right there. Not because I couldn't fit 2 runs. I wouldn't have fit it there, so I would have had to have it kind of up here like this. But because it won't fit out here where this seatbelt is, because I've already got the 2 runs of positive there. I'm going to wipe it also so it's not dusty. Once the box is in, you won't really notice anyway. And I'll cover up this hole once I've got the wire through it with a bit of that acoustic liner I've got. So that'll cover that air for air tightness or whatever. Or whatever, you get the idea. Yeah, this is actually turning out pretty good. So there's my 2 wires there, and there's them here. So I cut the split tubing, and the tape on the split tubing, where I've taped them up at the ends, makes a seal pretty much. As you can see it there, I went over it with the wire brush bit on the drill, so it's nice to shave down. And here we have the finished product for this video. So there's the 2 grounds, they wrap around. They're attached here with my zip ties with screws in them. Jeez, I love these things. Wish I had those in the past. I'm going to buy a bunch of them on eBay if I can find some. But, so there they are there, they come round, down in here, comes up there, and it's all zip tied up. Just 2 zip ties there, and then the 2 grounds attached. And as I said, I got the wire brush and cleaned that off, so it's a really good ground right there. Nice solid bolt into the chassis, so that's about as good of a ground as I'm going to get. So, yeah, and they're just there, ready for the new amp. I haven't cut the ends, no point yet, so they're just going to sit there. And same with the power for the amp is ready. I've just got to cut the bits that'll come out of that hole into the amps, but I'm not sure yet how long they need to be. So anyway, that's all done now. This build pretty much won't be changing after I finish this. The new amp will go in, subs will go in, and it'll stay the same until I rebuild. So this is kind of the final stage of this build. Oh, and then there's just a little bit of the acoustic liner there. So when you're looking at the box, it'll be like that. Down the side there, see what I mean? It's just grey. I really don't care, that'll do. Cover that up and cover up all the holes.